Question 12. You have f of x equals x plus 3 over x squared minus x minus 12. Which of these following is a value of x for which the function above is undefined? Now, the word that points to the topic from which this question comes from is the word undefined. Although it also carries the topic functions, but that is not important in this case. If you understand the meaning of undefined in math, this kind of question will be very easy when you see it. If you divide any number by 0, for example, we say 12 divided by 0, the result you will get is the term undefined. You can get other synonyms for it. You can even get a statement that says you can't divide by 0. Once you understand that, you can then understand this question perfectly well. The question simply wants you to find a numerical value which makes the denominator 0 when it is switched with x. So you end up having x plus 3 divided by 0, which is undefined. So you can just simply equate x squared minus x minus 12 to 0 and find that value for x. This is a quadratic expression. You're meant to actually get two values. But in this case, only just one of the values is in the options. So we have x squared minus x minus 12 equals 0. Just equate it to 0. What value of x can make this quadratic expression 0? To solve this question, you just factorize. Now you have the coefficient of x squared as 1. So the focus should be on this minus 12. What two numbers would you multiply to give you minus 12, yet when you add them together, it gives you minus 1? Because the coefficient of x is minus 1. It's just factorizing a quadratic expression. And if you're having a problem with factorization, just simply type on the YouTube search bar Enika's, factorization. You see videos on how to factorize. You have to factorize to solve for x. So let's factorize. To factorize, first you consider the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared is 1. So it has little to do with the question in this case. We have the coefficient of x as minus 1. So this is negative 1. And the constant as negative 12. So we'll take the constant, which is negative 12. Consider two numbers that you multiply to give you negative 12. Yet when we add them, it gives you negative 1. You can take the 12 first, ignoring the negative it carries. So you have 12. Two numbers that you multiply to give you 12. You can have 1 times 12 will give you 12. You can have 2 times 6. You can have 3 times 4. If you take them and see if you add them or subtract them, you get 1, which is the coefficient of x, ignoring the negative. So 12 plus 1 will give you 13 and not 1. Then you can try 12 minus 1. 12 minus 1 will give you 11. It's not same as 1. You have 2 plus 6 would give you 8. 6 minus 2 would give you 4. Both don't result to 1. We have 3 plus 4, it will give you 7. Then 4 minus 3 will give you 1. These two values will work for this equation. So we take 3 and 4. Now, which one gets the negative? You have the coefficient of x as negative 1. So to get a negative 1, when you add these two together, the larger number must get the negative sign. So we have x squared. We're breaking down this negative x into plus 3x minus 4x minus 12 equals 0. The 4 gets the negative. If you simplify 3x minus 4x, you get minus x. And if you take the coefficients of the two x's and multiply them together, you get negative 12. That's plus 3 times negative 4 will give you negative 12. Note that's why this works. You take them in twos. You take x squared plus 3x. What's common in x squared plus 3x? You have x common. X squared divided by x, you'll be left with x. This x takes one of these two x's. You'll be left with 1. Plus x in 3x, or 3x divided by x, that 3x over x will cancel x, you'll be left with 3. And in second group, you have negative 4x and negative 12 minus 12. 4 is common in both, but you don't just take the 4, you take it with the negative. So you have negative 4, then open bracket. This is one of the technicalities of this question. You should know when to take the negative with the highest common factor. If you're very good with factorization, what is left in the bracket will be x plus 3, which will be the same as this. Knowledge like this will help you save time when in the exam. But to fulfill our righteousness, we have negative 4x divided by negative 4. We are dividing this negative 4x by negative 4. Negative divided by negative will give you positive. 4 will cancel 4. You'll be left with x. Then you have negative 12 divided by negative 4. This negative 12 divided by this negative 4. Negative divided negative will give you positive. You should notice that the sign has changed from negative to positive. Then you have 12 divided by 4, you would have 3. You close your bracket, equals to 0. So you have x plus 3 in both brackets. This proves that you're on the right path. Now you take one of the two x plus 3's, x plus 3 in one bracket. Then you take this x and this negative 4 and put them in the second bracket. So you have x minus 4, close bracket, equals 0. At this point, you equate both to 0. So you have x plus 3 equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. X equals negative 3. Since you're looking for x, standard in math, you say you subtract 3 from both sides. But it's still the same thing as saying plus 3 crosses the equals sign and turns to negative 3. Then you have, or x equals negative 4 crosses and becomes positive 4. X equals 4. So values for x that would make this function undefined are minus 3 and 4. You would only find one of these values in the options. Let's find which one of them is there. The first option is minus 3. So the answer to this question is therefore A, that's minus 3. You can't find positive 4 in the options, so A is the answer. Another method of doing this is just taking each of the options, inserting it into the denominator, and see if it results to 0. But that might take time because the last option might be the correct one. And in a case where you don't have options, you would have to result into the first method of solving this question.